Hi, Aqua. Welcome to another reading here for you. This is a general reading, so please take only the messages that you resonate with and leave the rest for the others. Every single message that comes from the past is with the purpose of helping you understand the past events into your life better, maybe bring you a different perspective and give you something to think about. All right? Give you something to think about. Every single message that comes from the current comes with the purpose of helping you navigate current situations into your life and prepare you for possible upcoming events into your life. This reading is for you, but not every single message that will come out is about you. So please attach energies and situations to people and situations as you feel as they resonate to. And lastly, messages from the future. Future messages come with the purpose of helping you prepare for possible upcoming events into your life so you can know how to respond rather than to react. Future messages do not come in chronological order, so I would advise you to listen to this reading at least one more time before I will upload the next reading. This is a general reading. However, if you want a private reading, you can contact me at +358 549 6466 on WhatsApp only. I was laughing before I pressed start because I was taking my sweet time to do my things. And I was like, "Ooh, if you're trying to rush an Aquarius right now, good luck. You will not be able to do so. They will do things in their own pace, at their own pace." All right, cool. Aqua, what's been going on with you? Ooh, we don't do this. We don't do this. We don't do this. I guess we do this. Okay. Oh. Some of you in the recent past have been trying to find balance with a counterpart, being this your spouse or someone that you want to I got shivers everywhere, like on my arms, and maybe this talks about you wanting to grab the bull by the horns in a situation with another individual, but things were put on hold. Maybe you and a counterpart, a person that you probably want to build with stuff in the past, you took a moment to talk about the serious stuff, the practical stuff. This was a very rational and logical conversation that, ooh, this was hidden. This was behind the Two of Wands. And maybe things were going a bit too fast between you and another individual and things were put on hold. The Knight of Wands gives a similar vibe, like things were moving on way too fast. And I'm not saying like, there is not, chemistry between you and this individual in the past, but it seems like things were going on a bit way too fast. And what I have at the bottom of the deck kind of tells like there were a lot of things that they were not being discussed, and there were a lot of things that they were not just tolerated, but they were like kind of toxic, and red flags were like kind of missing out. Like you or the other person were like, I'm gonna not look at this one. Let's see. The way the cards come, to be honest, personally, I don't like it. But they come the way they come. Alright, so the sun came in reverse and it kind of gives me the same kind of vibe as, trying to say like, this is not that big, it's not that big, it's not that big, but kind of things were kind of that big. Maybe some of you are really looking for stable committed relationship. You were looking in the past for a stable committed relationship, but the people that were showing up in your life, they weren't that serious. You weren't on the same page with them. And maybe in the past, before you've met those people and before you've made a conscious decision to go back into dating, you had your standards and you had your values, and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna just simply wait for the person to come. And maybe time really went by and you're like, okay, maybe I should lower my standards. And with that, you met people that you have chemistry with, but maybe you're not on the same page with, practically wise. And the sun came in reverse, and you probably stopped fighting with yourself in order to allow people to come into your life. Maybe you had way too high standards, or maybe you did had, values, or principles that were not beneficial to you. But what I do see is that you looked at how past relationships turned out to be, and with that you were like, I want new love, but I want a love that is going to be, grounded and stable and mature. I don't want to play around anymore. So I'm not sure if what the universe brought into your life after you made that conscious decision was good, or you started to kind of lower a bit down your standards so that you can meet people. You let me know. I have at the bottom of the deck these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards that tell that, what is at the foundation of your desire is good. What is at the foundation, what is at the bottom of your, the way you move is good. What's driving you looks good. So my advice would be, don't lower your standards, to be honest, because it doesn't, like, it doesn't look bad, it doesn't look toxic, it doesn't look like you would do things that would be in your detriment in any way. No, in the past things look actually quite good so far. And you are like, nah, let me prove you wrong, Shanti. Let me prove you wrong, because I actually met some motherfuckers, and I'm like, yeah, kind of looks like that. If you lowered your standards, you've met some motherfuckers, and things went out really bad, really, really bad, like really bad. And then you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna just focus on my business. I'm not gonna, no. This love in this now and age and era, it's not working anymore. We are gonna wait for a new generation to come out. Hopefully the kids of the friends you have and your family members are gonna have better luck in love than you did. I kind of feel like for some of you, connections, especially romantic connections, have impacted your financial stability, and your self-esteem quite a bit. You were thriving in relationships, not no, you were surviving, not thriving in relationships. I see you picked up a lot of learnings in the past, not necessarily romantically wise. I feel like you channeled pain into, strength, and you channeled pain and past disappointments and betrayals into resilience, and you've been thriving, you've been focusing on your craft. Whatever, happened to you in the past that actually put you on a business mode or on a work mode, I feel like it was very good. I feel like for you and Cappy, work is a form of therapy and is a form of medicine. As much as you are focused on the craft you're doing, I feel like in the back of the head there is a lot of mental processes that are going on, and maybe after you finish your work you actually take a moment to reflect on the things that were going on in your mind. And I feel like you have a very unique way of healing, which can be kind of controversial, but that's your way. I feel like one way you dealt with a lot of things in the past was by not really dissect them, not really look deep into them. Like you've kind of avoided to look deep into things. Like, I healed, but the scar, it's a bit open. The wound is still a bit open. It's okay. So you left things that just a bit open, not fully healed, and it was okay for you. That could also mean, my dear Aqua, that you're still carrying some wounds, and like if you resonate with what I'm saying, going back into your past to fully heal some things. And what I mean by fully healing some things, healing is a process, it's not happening overnight. You will be able to maintain your identity throughout, and you will be able to maintain yourself with way much more grace. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go to these extremes of, maybe they're not extremes, but I feel like saying extremes, like when you take full care of yourself and you kind of let go of yourself. You can have a middle ground, it can be balanced. Absolutely. Let's see what you've been doing. Some of you, like, you you pushed so hard, you even started your own business. Someone pissed you off so hard in the past, you started to start your own business. For others, whatever happened in the past also talks about if you took a break with an individual, during that break they engaged with another energy, and for you that was cheating. And then you are like, for fuck's sakes. And for some of you, this talks about cheating with someone that you knew, like a childhood friend. And the card that was in reverse in the deck, it was the Star in reverse, which is you in tarot. Wow. Well, in the current, for some of you, this does talk about cheating. For some of you, this does talk about, a lot of secrets, like who the heck have I married kind of vibe. For some of you, this does talk about you being betrayed, maybe not just in love, but in generally wise, you've been betrayed by family members, friends, or you have someone in your life that is going through all this. You have someone that has also been traveling quite a bit. My left foot is itching or has been restless, and they took a hiatus of stuff. I do see deep mother wounds as well. So for some of you, this talks about role models, things that you learned from the feminine side in your family, of how to manage love, relationship, big choices in your life. Overall, I have the Lover's cards, but it doesn't necessarily mean the lovey-dovey kind of thing. And for some of you, this means like overall connection. With High Priestess and the Moon, some of you feel betrayed by yourself because you didn't listen to your intuition. What's going on in the current, like some of you don't want to look at the pain, like kind of same energy as in the past. You don't really want to look at the pain because it's very painful. And there is only one way, Aqua. You go deep and then you go really high. As deep as you go, as high as you will get. And that's the way of life. You go high and you go low. You can't be high all the time and you can't be low all the time. You will have these fluctuations. Well, some can be only high and some can be only low, but those are like really extreme exceptions, in my experience. Some of you were warned. Some of you were warned either through your dreams, or a family member told you to stay away and you didn't, and now you regret that. In the current, I see a great moment for you to take a moment to pause and look at different ways to improve your personal growth. There is a lot of space where you can grow in, not just in relationship with others, but I feel like what your guides are trying to tell you is like you need to look at things from a different perspective. You need to accept where you have done wrong. You need to look at the people you surround with. You need to make a difference between want and need. You need to make a difference between lust and love, infatuation and romance. You need to take a moment to pause and look at what you're actually building. What are you building? What will be your legacy, Aqua? Are you even on the right foundation? Are you even doing the things that you are actually feeling your true authentic self? It's interesting because I feel like in your reading, what you're actually are being asked to do was like basically what was asked in the past as well, to take a moment and reflect, to take a moment and pause. Don't move too fast. Don't run. Don't gallop. I know this is the year of the horse, but it feels like you're moving way too fast, too soon, too early. By the way, happy birthday. It's your birthday. You're incredibly intelligent and you can achieve things like this. But just because you will achieve things like this doesn't mean they will also last. Maybe you have a repetitive cycle every 3 years, every 7 years, every 10 years, every 10 months as well. Like if you look back in time, what were you doing 3 years ago? What were you doing, 10 years ago? How is what you're experiencing right now similar or different? But most importantly, similar. Because if you let yourself be attracted by diamonds or coins on the ground like a crow, I'm not sure how much you're actually gathering gold than aluminium, because it's just shiny too. For others, this talks about like you experienced so much pain in the past in relationships overall, like humanity disappointed you, that in the current you don't quite make a difference between what it's true intention, pure intention, and what is not. Do you really want to build more connections or do you don't? Which one is it, Aqua? This is the darkest reading I've done so far. For this month, for this compilation of readings. In the current, you're being advised to thrive, to connect with family, to connect with your roots, to center your attention to the things that you can do and do small. Consistency will pay you off better than, intensity. Do the things, bits and bobs every day, and with that, you will beat consistency. You are receiving tremendous support from the universe in the current for you to actually move forward. Either this coming through stamina or through people, or this coming through random opportunities to do things. I feel like you're very tired in the current though, and maybe you don't want to do things because you are exhausted. I feel again shivers in my hands. Maybe you don't want to do things. Maybe your energy is very low, but you have again the sun. Maybe this time your advice is to accept things as they are. Really take things for facts, not words. Look at things for the way they are. Don't look at words, and accept and then try to find a way to figure things out. You're being very much advised to keep yourself in movement. Don't stagnate. Move forward. And maybe March, April are going to be months in which you're going to proceed with more speed. Don't try to run now. Just prepare yourself. Just think about it. You're gonna go to do a marathon, right? You're getting ready for a marathon. You're not gonna get ready for a marathon if you start to run today and the marathon is next week. You need to prepare, right? And maybe this what's going on in the current is telling you, hey, take a rest right now because your time is coming. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you have, all the vitamins and proteins in your body before you actually start to run. I feel like the universe is trying to teach you how to move in alignment. You have Pluto right now in your energy for the next 20 years or something. So maybe you're used for things to move very fast, but Pluto it's incredibly slow, and this whole transition Pluto is going to take you through is going to be a journey. Things are not going to happen overnight, and I can tell you from personal experience, you can build, but Pluto will destroy everything if you just like Saturn, just for you to really deepen the learning, and then it will happen again until you really deepen the learning and you root it. It's a learning that will need to be rooted, and once you learn that, it will change to another thing. Okay, so you grew, you transformed, you shape shift into this next one. So for the next 20 years, most astrologists say this is going to be a very good transit for Aquariuses, but not necessarily is going to be very easy, because Pluto is incredibly deep. And if you, Aqua, have been trying to avoid the depth, you have no other choice than to dive into the depth. Dive, my friend. Surround yourself with Scorpios. Surround yourself with Sagittariuses. Dive into the depth. Don't avoid it. Surround yourself, I don't know what other signs say. I would say Pisces, but Pisces are also like incredibly dreamy, and they can, lose track of reality very easy. Surround yourself with Libras. Surround yourself, I want to say Virgos, but I don't know. Surround yourself with the people that you feel like you can dive deep and have, deep, meaningful conversations. It's not all about the star sign, but there is a trait. There is a trait in those people. Capi, Saggy, Aquas, Scorpios. There is also a reason why I felt drawn to do these star signs. There is a reason why I don't do the other star signs. Many reasons, but Tauruses. Absolutely. Surround yourself with Tauruses. All right. Check where their Mercury is on their map. On their chart. If you've been a business person, you're gonna learn in the future to build kind of differently. In the future, you're being advised to remove yourself from conflicted situations where you basically talk to the walls. And Mercury is going retrograde, so if you're going to repeat same kind of conversations with same kind of people, and same person, same over and over and again conversation, remove yourself. In the near future, you're also being advised to choose the path that in the past, remember, in the past, you did not choose. And make sure that this time you choose the path that will put you, you will build a better foundation. It's all about choices. You have to make the right choices. And don't, like if you have many choices, just, little by little choose the right decision. You don't have to make the final decision at once, but little by little start to make decisions. Start to make the right decision. You have a 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, this might take a month or so. This might take, I want to say 9 months, but it could take 9 months. The feedback I got is that the readings manifest within 2 years. I have at the bottom of the deck only major arcanas, and there are major arcanas that they talk a lot about, accepting the dark in you, and accepting the movement in life, and accepting transformation, and accepting, release, accepting loss. For some of you, is accepting loss. I don't have the best news for you for New Year. Aqua, my friend, you have a new chance to start New Year, but for you it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that good, but maybe it doesn't look that bad. Maybe it seems bad because that's what your ancestors want to say. I want to say it looks bad, but it doesn't look that bad. So maybe it doesn't look that bad, or it doesn't feel that bad. You let me know which one it is. But I feel like you thrive when, maybe you're like, people with ADHD, when it's chaos, they thrive at best. Maybe you're like that. I do see a legal decision, or I do see someone with authority, or maybe this will be a person that you will meet, and they with them you will experience some sort of karma. It will not be easy, or this is someone in your life that they will experience a lot of pain. I wanted to say this could mean the loss of a child for some of you, or this doesn't necessarily has to be, like literal, someone will die, but it could be separation from someone dear. For others, this talks about you are separating from someone, like romantically wise or distance wise. You will be separate by someone. Make sure that in the future you're not going to focus your attention on the negative, and make sure that in the future you're not going to self-sabotage yourself. Don't be your, self-fulfilling prophecies. You can definitely do things differently, and you will find solutions. The same distance you were you were doing last year, to say, let's say like and this is a metaphor, right? So let's say in last year you were running 5K in 20 minutes. This year you will run 5K in 1 hour. And I think like this talks a lot about grace. Be graceful with yourself. Allow yourself to start from one, and allow yourself to be the student, and allow yourself to move in pain with grace. Be graceful with yourself. This could also talk that you will have someone that will walk in darkness with you. And I feel like there is something, I don't know if I'm too emo or something, but there is something beautiful in the thought of walking in darkness with someone. You don't do it alone. You are not alone. Yeah, you're not. I is rare, but it happens. Love doesn't have a book, a manual book. Doesn't come with a manual book. But for some of you, this talks that in the near future you're going to meet maybe either the same person, or you're going to meet. If I would read you as the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords, and in the current the Queen of Pentacles, in the future you're going to meet a King of Wands that will match you again. You're going to meet maybe the same person from the past again in a different energy, and you're going to handle all the things that in the past you didn't. You have big chances to solve issues with another energy and maybe build again if you both want the same thing. There is a strong affinity for another individual here. I'm not sure if you and this person are going to continue to be together. Maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know, it's all up to you. If you want, I feel like there is a lot of influences from your friends in this connection, and they will be in the future too, but it's up to you how you want to move in the future, Aqua. You can take this also as an advice, like learn from the past mistakes and cherish and value your peace and the happiness you have in the present, in order to build for a better future. If in the current you've been ignoring your intuition, I don't feel like you're going to do that in the future. I feel like in the future you're going to have like literal flashbacks whenever you want to try to ignore your intuition. You're going to be given a second chance in love. For some of you, this is what the new year brings for you. And by the way, today is an eclipse going on as well. But yeah, Aqua, this is what I have for you. Interesting reading. If you want a private one, you can contact me at +358 549 6466. Other than that, I wish you a happy new year and see you on the next one. Bye.